Die morgen baking ka database backup kalau kiki barang kama continue bagi business cover nakuku adadan ko kiti disaster kiti kiti strategy organization kiti bandan mangin do kiti data adadan ko natural disaster ni ka fire disaster or cyber attack kama kita bentuk iki data di maka nilai ini bangin yada iki data jomni naka corruption ki deletion kini backup ki enable ka database bangin restore shakanu ka point of time ka bahap po jom ka retention period ka bani configured but lada ni don't come and protect iki data kumba ubun por kumba suppose snam ni ban configure iki long term retention period di namanta ki service tiers Bombay की hyperscale की Azure database की कमी की SQL Server Engine technology ban backup ban restore ka data di kitu ki ban di ki hyperscale database की kami की SQL Server Engine technology ni ki hyperscale database part की even kami ki backup but ki restore based on storage and snapshots. The traditional server service backup technology की database की बात हम है कि हम शिंपर बन backup लेने बन restore तक अपन कम की snapshots पते की hyperscale database की ला बन company step एक की backup but restore capabilities kalanda what lada ki ba database ki ba readme ki ba hai the backup frequency kinka Azure SQL database ke kadang kinki backup likely ki backup penkom ka full backup ke bagi le manda ka yo ke ba r ke ka differential backup ke ba ki le manda ka khar ni harus kata kadang ko ipat on ka kiri transaction log backups kiba backup iki data man ka shipho minute the exact frequency jumkin ki transaction log backups ka shom ki compute size but ka amount jumki database activity the pure story ka database ka service ka kapet which ka kapet ki ka kunu ka full ini differential ini transaction log backups to be restored the hyperscale architecture pati kami ki full differential or log backups dan sampai ikini hadir di mana baca ini ke backup storage redundancy the storage redundancy mechanism okay kani ka storage redundancy mechanism ka story ki multiple copies ka data baki so that ki lawan protect ki plan ki unplanned events kini ki events ki lawan long ki lawan ki hardware failure ini kan network or power outages ini kan natural disasters by default kini ki database thamai hapo Azure SQL database ki store ki backup hapo geo redundant storage blob te ki aga ki long replicated aga waypat ke region ki geo redundant si ki harapan yada ni kini ki outage ki ba kata kini ki backup storage hapo ka primary region Juru kila ban allow if you ban restore ke data Shaka waypat ke region ada don kuno ke jingtot ke region bapi dan ke database bapi take Azure portal ke don ru ke workload environment option ke ba la yara ban preset some configuration uh, settings kini ki settings pila ban overridden option apply ke create SQL database portal page only. Then come here and choose the load environment. Map choose the develop and load environment. Set the backup storage redundancy. Option 2 when use the locally redundant storage. The local redundant storage ka namal baga kam. Duna kajing seal but kalong biang namata ki pre-production environment. Kemudian kan ban copy ki data jampi shaki waypat ki zone ni ki region storage. Sel the choose the production workload pati ka set dia ka backup storage redundancy shaki geo redundant storage mate default. Ka workload environment option ka la ban penkelaru ka initial setting for compute but tambah kini ban override take a workload environment kemudian yang kali ka licensing ni ka bagi database configuration okay the ban ensure bagi backup kan ban ensure bagi backup jampi kan dengan baik hapo ka ka region Nagapi deploy database pila ban change ya ka backup storage redundancy dan piece ke bepat ki type of storage ke bagan la ban lu iki data jong pi hapo ke region majong take ka configured backup storage redundancy ka apply ru iki ki short term retention bapi ki LDR backups the scope waypat pila ban configure ki backup storage redundancy for bapi create database but pila ru ban update dia kini ki changes pila ban le haki existing database ka apply tangi ki future backups jadi pila update ke backup storage redundancy jang ka storage database ka changes kala ban shipor hadu sopra kita ban apply tapi pila ban choose kawini kini ki storage redundancy for backup kan ban kung ka local redundancy storage ka copy ki backup jampi lysian okay lysian haki haju ka location haju ka region ru tekan ni ka least expensive storage option tamang recommend ni ki application ki badan kam jingnya dan ki regional outage ni kan guarantee jangka high data durability take zone redundancy storage padi copy ki backup to be synchronously across 3 Azure availability zone in the primary region so ketika juga region kemudian likely ki zone kemudian juga physical location Kabla geo redundancy storage copy ki backup lysin hak weak physical location primary region nakapakan Nika laras kumot ka copy data jumpi lysin shaka physical location hak weak pat ka region the lysin hak copy hak primary region but lysin ka copy pat shaka uh, secondary region. Okay. ठीक है geo zone redundancy pati combine ये का high availability provided by redundancy across availability zones with protection from regional outage provided by geo location commit copy के backup across three Azure availability zones in the primary region and Kunjuru lysin shaka physical location haka secondary region. The Microsoft could recommend use geo zone redundancy storage namataki application given maximum consistency, durability, availability, excellent performance and resilient for disaster recovery. Take a result along lightly key copy across key zone primary region matapat lightly ki copy haka paired region ke secondary region asynchronously copied from the primary region to the secondary region. Technically, the diagram como bagi data ki replicate when geo zone redundancy storage. Geo restore is disabled as soon as database is updated use locally redundant or zone redundant storage. Storage redundant diagrams all shown with high multi. However, there are some regions which provides only a single available zone do not support that others. Backup storage redundancy. Hyperscale can only be set during creation. Can modify for hyperscale database we cannot modify the setting after the resource is provisioned to update backup redundancy setting for a hyperscale database with minimum downtime. We need to use active geo replication. Alternatively, you can use database copy. Backup usage. The kami kini backup. Tiba kalomba laban restore kan existing database point of time kadang apa detention period laban ni Azure portal, Azure PowerShell, Azure CLI or the REST API. Incorporation can create a new database have Azure server kat original database kadon I haven't used the kat kerting when avoid when override original database. Hadin manila that restore kailangan delete ng original database but kailangan rename yung restore database siya original database name. So alternatively kailangan siya delete the original database kailangan rename it. Okay, hadin na kailangan restore kailangan delete ng original database rename restore database siya original database name. Ini likely the original database kailangan sure pagkalagar thing and rename to restore the database original database name. Restore a deleted database to a point in time. Restore a deleted database to a point in time with the retention. When restore a deleted database, but point of time within the retention period, including the time of deletion. The delete database will restore the server. Kapag create original database, so pin delete the database ka service ka final transaction log backup and prevent data loss. Man restore ka database siya ko geographic region. Se geo restore ka lot if you can recover regional outage. Now that you now ban access a database na backup habo ka primary region now not new database existing server in any Azure region. So geo restore ka long term database ke bala configure with geo redundant backup storage. If you use a geo replicated backup database, you can change this. Okay, but restore the database like a long-term backup. Like a long-term configure long-term retention policy for the database. Allow open restore shaka older version of a database by using the Azure portal, the Azure CLI, the Azure partial to satisfy a compliance and run older version of your application. If you restore a database but source backup redundancy configured geo zone redundant storage source backup storage configuration inherit by a new database and a backup storage redundancy configuration target space is not specified explicitly that included restore operation from point in time restore database copy geo restore from long-term backup. During this operation, the target Azure region can support specific backup storage redundancy. Restore operation can fail with error message. Okay, automatic backups on secondary replicas. The automatic backup key taken second replica the business critical service tier. Data replicated between SQL server processes on each node. Can you backup service can take a backup from the non-readable secondary replicas. Design and show a primary replica can dedicated to main workload. Secondary replica can dedicate read only workload. The automatic backup business critical service tier shimnaka second replica most of the time. Automatic backup feel secondary replica backup shimnaka primary replica. Automatic backup secondary replica along enabled by default and included with no additional cost beyond the price of the service tier. And improve performance and predictability to the business critical service tier. Now restore capabilities and feature. Can you summarize capabilities and features of a point in time restore, geo restore, and long-term retention? Okay, point in time retention. What kind of SQL backup? It is a full differential log. Most recent geo-replicated copies of PIDR backups only the full backups. And and the retention is 7 days by default. It can be between 1 and 35 days. It is enabled by default, same as source, and not enabled by default. Retention is up to 10 years. Take Azure storage, Azure redundant by default. But optional change to locally as well. The Azure storage column key available when PITR backup storage redundancy is set to geo, available when PITR packages storage zone redundant or locally redundant. Geo storage geo redundant by default. We configure zone. Okay. Configure backups immutable, not supported. Restore database in the same region, supported. Restore a new database in another region, not supported. Restore a new database in another subscription, not supported. Restore via Azure portal. Okay. So we're going to take business critical application ke badan kami ye database ke bae ban ban ensure a business continuity now SQL over groups. Our PITR backups can store a geo redundant storage by default. So geo restore is enabled by default. Work around when restore when you server and use resource move the server to another subscription or use across subscription database copy. Restore data from backup and perform restore. See restore a back database from backup. Can explore a backup configuration and restore operation by the following example. Change backup retention. Okay, export a database automatic backup. Machine Azure service scheme long available when download and access directly. One use for when restore operation through Azure. Link alternative when export you can go to Azure SQL database. If you don't come and export a database and archive and even move large quick platform when export the database and data to a backpack file, create a zip file with extension of backpack containing key metadata and data from the database. Can you backpack file can be stored in Azure Blob storage or in a local storage in on-premises location and later imported back in the Azure SQL database, Azure SQL Managed Instance or SQL Server instance. When import export Azure SQL database using private link and import export Azure SQL database allowing Azure services to access the server. Backup scheduling. Kabani kong of full backup kalong schedule. Full backup is scheduled must create a database and restore. Nika backup ka usually ka complete kama like per minute. Kala ban slam row lada ka database kala kam hai. For example, lada ka initial backup ka kala ban simpor ka restore database na database copy. But kala ban hai ban ki database. Adin baka fast full backup bar ki backup kila schedule but manage automatically. Exact time jangki database backup ka kana determine by the SQL database service but ka balance about key overall system workload kana change schedule jangki backup jobs even disable and restore backup storage consumption. Apo SQL Server backup but restore technology restore ke database akan kuno ke point of time ka dan kami ke uninterrupted backup chain kini ke chain ka kentut ya ke full backup the option di kentut ya ke differential backup but kawe leni shibun ki log backups tiki Azure SQL database ru schedule ya ke full backup man ka tayo man provide ya PITR within the entire retention period system kala ban store ki additional full differential but transaction log backups for up to a week longer than the configured retention. We command ang nada akan kudu kopor jong hapok ka retention period kare bandan ko ka full backup da kabak slam dan the oldest time of the retention period. The kare ka uninterrupted chain of differential and transaction log backups from the full backup and the next full backup. Hyperscale database pade he use different backup scheduling mechanism. Backup ki bam kam show ki man provide PITR functionality. He delete not data differential backup log backup ki dan kami ka full backup baru ki lightly ki backup kila sharp watch na and weekly sets baru ki database include this TDE encrypted database full and differential database are compressed. Okay, and reduce the backup storage compression cost. Average backup compression is 3 to 4 times, however can be lower or higher depending on the nature of the data and whether data compression is used in the database. Azure SQL database compute your total use backup storage cumulative value every hour. This value is reported to the Azure billing pipeline. Pipeline is responsible for aggregating this hourly usage to calculate your consumption of the end of the month. After the database is deleted, consumption decreases as backup age out and deleted. After all backups are deleted and PITR are no longer possible, billing stops. Monitor consumption. For vCore database in Azure SQL database, the storage each type consumed is reported in the database monitoring pane as a separate meter. The following screenshot consumption for single database. Fine tuning. Backup storage consumption. The maximum data size the database can change. Excess backup storage consumption depends on the workload. Reduce the backup retention to the minimum for your needs. Avoid doing large operations index table shop data, large data operation, saving cost of column.